Hello everyone, I'm your Thrifty Apprentice, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to turn this into this. Okay friends, this watercolor sketchbook tutorial is going to be super easy because for the first time, we're building a sketchbook from a pre-existing, already bound pad. So for this project, you're going to need a bound or a glue bound paper pad, whichever one you choose. Of course, my suggestion is you go with paper that you have sitting around that you don't normally use, that you may not go to, and every now and then you want to start getting it used up, and you probably wouldn't use it unless you put it in a project like this. For me, that's papers that are included inside of your typical budget grade sets. For like here, I have a suit color watercolor paper pad, which came included inside a budget set with a lot of different items. I have a Viva Art watercolor paper pad, which I just recently did a review on this paper pad along with that paint set. I do believe in that video I said I thought this paper was somewhere around 80-90 pounds, but I'm going to correct that. It is more of 140-pound paper. I really had to go and compare its weight to papers like, say, this one, and even the weight of, say, a Canson. Although I do believe the Canson paper is a little bit thicker. It's not, in my opinion, it just has a little bit more girth to it. But you could use a paper like Canson XL. Now, I'm not going to use it. I just wanted to show you guys that. But yeah, so that's some of my good practice paper. I'm not going to use that in this project. And I don't want to use this shape. So typically for this particular journal, I would use a 9 by 12. In this case, it's 8.5 by 11.5 for this paper pad. And I am going to be using this. As you can see, it is bound, glue bound on this side already. So our spine is already there. And this is what I'm going to be using in order to create today's sketchbook. So here we go. What I want to do first, I've decided on a square sketchbook. So I'm going to be measuring 8.5 inches and cutting it off of the 11.5 inches of length that we have. That way I will have a 8.5 by 8.5 square book. What I want to do though is cut through the cover all of the papers, but not cut through the back cover. We want to leave that intact. So let's just do a little measuring here. And you'll end up with this. Now, don't throw that bottom section away, friends. That's a whole nother little sketchbook all in itself for another day. So we'll get to that in another video. For now, here is what we have. And this is exactly what we needed. We wanted to have flap left over here from the back cover that was already bound. Here I have a 8.5 by 8.5 inch square sketchbook now. A little stragglies. Paper's pretty thin. I just feel like the paper's thin. Some people may use it and be perfectly fine with it. I think it's going to be a great little practice sketchbook. But I mean, the pickup is going to have just a bit of flexibility, not much once we get done. So next, what we would want to do is to fold the back cover around. So basically, I want to score. So now what I want to do is measure where I want this fold to be. And I'm actually not going to use the scoreboard for this. And there we have a sketchbook that wraps around and closes. All we have to do is decorate it, my friends. So that is the base of our sketchbook. Taking a pre-existing watercolor paper pad, cutting it down to the size that we want it to be, except for the back cover, creating a spine so that the back cover residual will fold over to the front, creating a flap and giving us sort of this closed sketchbook design. Now, of course, if you want to leave it this way, you can. I'll say reinforce the spine, and you can just go from there, put your closure on it. But of course, you know we are going to put some razzle dazzle on it. So let's go. To cover my sketchbook, I have chosen a few different pattern papers. You can use so many different things to do this. You can use fabric, you can use file folder, you can use whatever type of pattern paper you want. You could use a regular cardstock, as long as you have that cardstock that doesn't crack. So there are many different things that can be used. I'm going to be using 2 pieces of pattern paper, 2 large 12 by 12 pieces. I think this is like a 6 by 8 piece that I'm going to be cutting down to 6 by 6 as a backing centerpiece panel. And then for the image, I'm going to be using this one cut apart from a 12 by 12 paper pad. All right, and these come from a variety of paper pads I've had just sitting around for a minute. Let's make this happen. First, I want to cover the front. So here, friends, we're going to do a little brief intermission so I can circle back around and announce the winner of week 4 for Thrifty Giveaway Month. As you know, Thrifty Giveaway Month ran hand in hand with World Watercolor Month 2024, and we had 4 weeks of amazing giveaways. We've had 3 winner announcements up until this point. And today we are announcing the winner of the World Watercolor Month mug, the 100% cotton watercolor sketchbook, the 6 half-pan essential set of 8 Gallo Italian handmade watercolors, a empty 24 half-pan Defyantarts Bamboo Voyager palette, which, as you know, is my company's first branded product. And the ready to paint in 30-minute mountain scenes in watercolor educational watercolor resource by Leslie Lindley. So let's jump right into it and see who our winner for week 4 is. So, RV Mush 3883, you are the winner of week 4 for Thrifty Giveaway Month. Let's run through the winners really quick. Week 1, Annette Farrows 2825, you have yet to claim your prize. Week 2 and week 3 winners, Difficulty E and Eleanor Needlewoman, have already claimed their prize. And for week 4 prize package, again, the winner is RV Mush 3883. So Annette Farrows 2825 and RV Mush 3883, I do need you to reach out to me at Thethriftyapprentice@gmail.com so that we can get you verified and get your prize package shipped out to you. So friends, let's get back to this sketchbook video. Here we are, friends, with the outside of the journal completely covered. We have our focal image on the front. So now what I want to do is cover the inside of the paper bag so that we can finish up our makeover. Now I've pulled some coordinating pattern papers from the same pattern pack that the cut apart on the front of the journal came out of, just to keep everything coordinating. And I'm going to be covering the front cover. This page seems to be like it would be the inside of the image that you're seeing on the front. And there's like these men walking, these images. So I'm going to be cutting this part out with the man walking for the front cover. And then for the back cover, using the same image, I'm just going to cut out a longer piece to cover the back. That way we'll keep it uniform. I'm going to be using leftover parts from the cover pattern paper pieces to cut out some pockets. That way we'll just have some room inside to stuff finished paintings. And then I am also going to be making a little book plate for the front using the same cut apart paper that the image on the front came from. And I'm just going to make this because we're going to be creating memories in this book, no matter whether I decide to swatch, do practice paintings or whatever, because it's definitely going to be a practice painting journal. I'll be creating memories. Now I've covered the inside of the journal, and I'm liking the way that things are going so far. Well, the paper pad that's becoming the journal anyway. And I decided I'm not going to put the pockets on the inside because I don't want to cover the image. I love the pattern paper, and I think it looks okay just like it is. So now I want to work on putting on closures. I need to trim that area just a little more, and then I'm going to go around the edges of the entire thing and ink it just to, you know, conceal any cut paper edge look. So for closures, I've been thinking about two things. I could go with Velcro, except for I'm not sure how the Velcro snaps are really gonna look on here. I don't think I want that stark white image, like that stark whiteness standing out against everything that we have going on. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put some eyelets in here, and then we'll find something to wrap it closed with, like maybe some craft string, or maybe make a braid from craft string or something like that. So I'm going to set the eyelets first, and then we'll move on. And there you have it, my friends. A complete transformation of a watercolor paper pad into a watercolor sketchbook. I kept the closure kind of simple. I almost ran out of string there, but it turned out to be fine for closing. It'll get a little bit flatter as it sits in the shelf of the sketchbooks. So just looking really quick. For the closure, I just used craft yarn, looped it through. What are these things? My eyelets. Tied it off on the back, sort of like I was tying in a signature for a journal, and tied it off on the end, added a few beads, and there you have a very simple craft string closure. that actually blends pretty well. And these beads are just some beads I had sitting over in my bead stash. So yeah, I'm good with that. I think it turned out really cute. And I think I also may have given you enough to be able to kind of go off and make whatever type of book you want, be it a junk journal, an acrylic sketchbook, oil sketchbook, mixed media, watercolor, whatever have you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It's been a minute since I've done a journaling video, and I just kind of wanted to get this sketchbook out there so you guys could see it. Please feel free to take this idea and run with it and make your sketchbooks. One thing about it, once you start making your own sketchbooks, it's really hard to go back to buying other ones. But with that said, guys, hopefully you saw, heard, picked up on something that you found helpful in this video, or you enjoyed watching the paper pad being turned into a sketchbook. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, sprinkle a little love for me. You can share the video because sharing is caring, and maybe someone else would love to see this sketchbook and how to make it. Jump in the comment sections. Let me know what you think. Is it something you're going to try? I'm sure you have plenty of paper pads laying around. This is a great way to get some of them used up. And keep in mind, you do not have to use pattern paper to cover it. You can use whatever you may happen to have as listed earlier in the video. So definitely let me know what you think about the project and the idea and whether you're going to give it a try. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed and returning, and you haven't subscribed, please do consider hitting that subscription button and that notification bell so you'll know when we go live and when we upload. Last but not least, do check the video description for all of the relevant links. You're going to find the Defyantarts website link, the link to the direct purchase of the Defyantarts bamboo Voyager palette. If you're interested in that, you're going to find the artist wish list, the most recommended product list, the link for Patreon, the link for Etsy. It's all in the video description, guys, as well as the link for the Thrifty Apprentice sponsored Facebook group, Paints, Pencils, Pastels, and Markers. So do check all that out. And remember, as I tell you at the end of every single video, my friends, just keep creating.